Logan Paul has responded to allegations he pushed his dog off a boat. More names have been announced for AEW All In, and CM Punk has landed a movie role. Find out more in the news. Probably the weirdest video title we've done this. A 2020 video clip has re-emerged all across social media. It's trending all over the place at the moment, showing Logan Paul and all of his buddies. They're on a boat, and some fans are saying that Logan or one of his entourage pushed his dog Broly off of the boat. This took place, as I say, all the way back in 2020, but it's just been picked up upon now, and Logan Paul has responded to these claims.
Yeah, he says 4 years later and still go F yourselves. Clarifying in the comments, he said we would never, ever push Broly off the boat. He jumped and a hand was behind him, petting him. And when he jumped, we attempted to grab him. But for a fact, we did not push him. Watch his body language and you can evidently see a self-induced independent jump from the little mutt. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
So that was a comment that he responded to on the original YouTube video that he's reposted along with that 4 years later comment there. He followed that up by posting a slow motion high definition clip of the incident with annotations added, claiming that the dog was being stabilized by two different hands from two different people when he jumped in the water. People are alleging that essentially what he was doing is shoving his dog in the lake so he could jump in, which he did, save the dog and look like an absolute hero. It's not the first time he has been accused of mistreating animals either. With his, was it a pig? It was a pig.
Something like that. Yeah. There's a lot of things going on there, but it seems in character with what we've seen in the past, right? Having looked at the analysis, having looked at the video, it to me it doesn't look like the dog's been pushed.
To me, I thought it was the dog. I don't think it was shoved, but it looked like it was maybe encouraged to jump in the river so the rescue could be made.
I would agree with you there. I think it looks like he's perched perfectly on the edge of the boat. And it reminds me, when I was a kid, my dog would just randomly jump into random rivers. Dogs like to do that.
Dogs like water, don't they?
They do.
Well, most dogs like water.
Apart from baths.
Apart from baths. So make up your own minds. If you check out Logan Paul's social media, his Twitter account, you can see it with the full breakdown. We have approached Broly for comment. But he has yet to respond. We move on, thankfully, to some AEW All In news. Some more names have been announced on yesterday's All In 2024 media call. Tony Khan confirming that the reigning Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Champions will be appearing alongside Dustin Rhodes. He said,
"It means so much to me ahead of a big event like this to have the Von Erich family here, a part of it with us in AEW, because AEW is a family. It's great to have them with us. Going into All In next year, I hope they'll continue working with us. Of course, it's in Texas next year." He continued saying, "And it's an honor that they had us in their territory, the Von Erichs, and great to have them here at AEW All In London. I'm looking forward to a big year in Texas next year as well, but all eyes are on London this weekend." I just don't see where right now on the card, it's pretty stacked as it is, where the Von Erichs and Dustin Rhodes quite fit in. Maybe something on the 0 hour?
It's either the 0 hour or I guess they could pop up in the casino.
In the casino, it just feels weird to have them as a solo act in the Casino Battle Royal for me personally, but if you do want to fill that out and have as many names as possible, I guess that's a good way to get them in.
Right now, I believe we got one match announced for the pre-show. So they tend to have anywhere between 3 or 4 matches on the pre-show, and it's a 2-hour pre-show, 2-hour 0 hour pre-show going forward on Sunday. So I imagine they might do some sort of tag title defense.
Yeah, that would make sense. I'm unsure as to what team they put them against, because we've got quite a lot of 6-man tag matches or 6-man teams in the AEW Trios title match later on in the night. Either way, it's good to have Dustin Rhodes for sure on there and the Von Erichs.
I think they might give the rub to some British indie talent, perhaps. Maybe they just do
that's a good shout. Getting some indie guys in there.
Get some indie guys in just on the pre-show. Time will tell. A few more notes from the media call. He commented on a possible event in Australia next year, saying we can confirm that we're currently looking at various locations in Australia to run an event sometime next year. We'll have more information about this in the near future. 2025 is going to be a milestone year.
And then he said, on Ricky Starks. Well, Ricky, he's been a great star in AEW. He's been a champion here and has had great matches here. And I think very highly of Ricky. He's somebody that has been here for several years and he's under contract to AEW. He's a well-regarded wrestler here in AEW. Of course, this was the much talk this past week. There's some confusion around whether he's actually signed with AEW still, whether he's still under contract. I think we'll start to see him leave soon, but as of right now, Tony Khan confirming he's under contract.
But not speculating how long he's under contract for. A lot of people believing that he will head off to WWE. Yeah. I think he'll do very well in WWE 100%. If he does go.
100%.
A quick note, some British talent backstage at AEW Dynamite tapings. Obviously, we saw, or you will have read about or heard about, Michael Oku, who had a dark match against Pentaco and went over as well. Yeah. But per Fightful Select, the former NXT UK Tag Team Champions Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster, aka Subculture, were also present backstage at the show. I think they're two tremendously talented people who you don't really hear enough about. Yeah. I think they're great. Mark Andrews is so talented in the ring. So's Flash as well. I always really loved Flash's gimmick because I don't think I'd seen a mod gimmick before. I was racking my brain before we started reading. I was like, I don't think that's been done before. I think they're really talented. So who knows where that'll lead. We finish off with a bit of news regarding CM Punk, and he's landed a movie role.
He has indeed. This is in the upcoming film Let's Start a Cult, written by Stavros Halkias, Wes Hanley, and Ben Kitnick. This is directed by Ben Kitnick. It seems like it's going to be quite a strange, absurdist film. I was reading a little bit about it beforehand. It seems like quite Heaven's Gatey, where it's a comedy subverting that, where there's a pact, but he misses out on the pact, so starts a cult of his own. But the director, speaking in a MovieWeb article, said it's a wild and absurd comedy with heart, balancing high concept ideas with a broad comedic approach, as modern art is as a throwback. The film's central characters are searchers looking to quell life's concerns by adopting a fresh belief system with like-minded outsiders. In hindsight, this really is a symbolic of our experience making this film. It was fiercely collaborative process with cast and crew, deadly serious about telling a delightfully unserious tale. I hope have as much fun as a time watching as we had making this, dare I say, cult comedy.
Is that written by AI?
It does strike me a little bit like it's
the wankiest thing I've ever read. No, fair play. You know what? You watched the trailer. You said you thought it looked like.
So I've seen some screenshot materials from it and the actual blurb of the film and the description of it. It seems like it's going to be a lot of fun if you like those types of weird, wacky comedies. I'm actually interested to see what Punk does in this, because he was in a horror film a few years ago, and he was heavily praised for his role in that. So he has actually done some decent work in films, even if the films haven't been that great.
And he's got experience of being in a cult as well. He led the Straight Edge Society. It's a perfect fit. Yeah. We don't know exactly what his role is going to be in the film. He's billed as Phil Brooks on the graphic that they've released. He is, of course, signed to that Paradigm Talent Agency, who represent a load of WWE stars. Drew McIntyre signed up recently. You got Damian Priest, Tiffany Stratton. There's a load on there who are wrestlers who are looking to branch out into other endeavors. Not CM Punk's first film, but he's an amazing actor, a great performer, and whatever he does, I don't know how big his role is going to be, but he's going to be great in it, no doubt. Thank you very much for watching. One more reminder, pitches on the predictions. Nailed it. Pitches on the channel now, predictions on the channel now. You got the live stream on Sunday night with myself and Fraser. We hope to see you there. You can set a reminder right now by heading to youtube.com/cultaholic/live. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy All In. If you go in, have a great weekend. See you in a bit.